What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Glovegate Resurrected. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder rematch. After Deontay Wilder's surprising loss to Tyson Fury, we had a lot of excuses, we had a lot of conspiracies, we had a lot of people that claimed that Tyson Fury cheated. And we had evidence from the first fight that his glove was floppy, that he didn't have his fist completely in the glove, which allowed him to ricochet the punch. We had Nicholas Ashbury, a guy that used to spar with Tyson Fury, and said that it was stuff that was taken out of the glove, and they told him that it built Tyson Fury confidence, stuff like that. And then his glove was much more cushion on it, he had a newer glove. Tyson Fury had worn out gloves or whatever. He said it was shit that was falling out of him, the cushion, that supported the glove. What else did we hear? We heard that it was because of the cuts of Deontay Wilder that just proved that was something in the glove. We heard that supposedly sources say that Deontay Wilder has indentions in his head that show that he was hit with something besides a glove. And now this isn't Wilder, okay? This isn't Wilder. Wilder's excuse was, his costume. We all know that, So we haven't heard him officially come out and say, yeah, I think Tyson Fury cheated me. I think he hit me. He had something in his glove. I think the motherfucker hit me with something I didn't even know he had in his glove. He didn't have that punching power before, and therefore that's the reason why he was able to beat me the way he did. We haven't heard that from him, okay? So put that under your hat, okay? Now, here we go. I always, when I hear something or, I just don't blow it off. So I did some investigating myself, okay? Because one thing that I do not like is a cheater, okay? Luis Resto, Billy Collins situation, that was probably the worst. Second from that was the Miguel Cotto and Antonio Margarito situation, okay? Now, the good thing about the Resto situation was, the positive thing was nothing good about the shit that he was caught. He was busted. This shit was like in 83, and they still had horsehair, and he took the shit out of the horsehair. He was actually, him and Panama Lewis, his trainer at the time, took fucking cushion out, and they took enough of that cushion out so it appeared like he had a cushion in it, but it looked more like the sandwich bag type of horsehair they had back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, really the 30s, 40s, and 50s, okay? And they caught him right away because, he was congratulating everybody. He beat Collins for fucking 10 rounds. It was some despicable shit that anybody could have ever done in the sport. I know this sport, it's the sport that I love, that I hate so much, but damn, right? Okay. They caught him right away. He went to jail for 5 years. I seen a documentary on it years ago. He could never fight again. Panama Lewis was banned for like about 3 or 4 years. He was bitching, why wouldn't Panama Lewis banned more? He didn't want to talk about it, but all of them knew about it, okay? Cotto Margarito. Cotto Margarito was a situation where he beat Cotto for 11 rounds. Cotto was winning, but eventually he had plaster on top of his wrap, so that made his gloves heavier, which made his punches heavier, which made his punches harder. They had more thud. They had more punching power to it. It added more weight, okay? That eventually tore poor Miguel Cotto's face all the shit. By the time the 11th round came, he probably would have died for the injuries if it would have remained because he was never the same after that. He was an undefeated Puerto Rican fighter, the pride of Puerto Rico at the time. He was beating and knocking everyone out. He gets in there with Margarito. Now, here's the deal. They take those pads off. See, it was over it was under the wrap, okay? It wasn't over the wrap. It was under the wrap. So they hid this shit. And they did it, and over time it swelled up. And it made the punches heavier. That's why in the 11th round, he could take them at first, but then later on, it came to a toll, okay? Because the punches just became so heavy that this Mexican was just throwing in volume, with the Mexican style and just cutting off the ring of Cotto. Cotto's, countering, those shots, and he was hitting Margarito, but Margarito had a fucking iron chin. That's one thing he legitimately had. Just like Luis Resto. He had a good chin too. So you had a guy with a good chin, but with the punching powers, not so much. Let's even the score out. He has a good chin. Let's give him more punching power by allowing him to cheat. That's what these two guys did. But Tyson Fury, okay, to throw him in that boat is wrong. And if he did it, he would be a part of that circle. Don't get me wrong. If he did it, if he cheated. So, like I said, I sat here this morning. I wanted to take time with this video, okay? I watched that fight again. I watched how his gloves looked before they started. The gloves themselves didn't look like they had a lot of padding in them, but they look like smaller gloves, and I've seen the pictures, okay? I've saw the pictures of before and after, okay? And I saw the new revamped pictures that these channels are showing that Tyson Fury's gloves looked like, okay? And here's the deal. I'm looking at these gloves, and I'm going to show you what these guys are putting out. This, okay, this is the glove. Let me enlarge it. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Okay, this is the glove. You see the ridges in there? Those are the gloves that they claim that Tyson Fury was using, which those were the gloves, okay? Now, if you look, that was just a blown up version. If you see how these ridges are in there, okay, that's the picture that they're putting out, okay? Look at that very closely. You see how the ridges are? It's almost as though it looks like it was taken out. Now, mind you, this isn't 1983. This isn't 2008, okay? This is 2020. And let me show you what people can do. Because I watched this fight today, and I was like, did those gloves look like that? This is a picture of Tyson Fury in the 6th round. Now, let me blow it up for you. This is the 6th round of the second fight. Do you see those fucking ridges there? Do you see them? Right? Look at them. Do you see any ridges? Do you see any ridges like we saw in this picture here? Okay, let me go back to this picture. The picture they're exploiting, the picture they're trying to push out there, that's how his gloves looked. Look at that. You see the difference? You see the ridges in there? Look at this glove. Why do they have these ridges in this picture? Okay? Versus this here. This is the 6th round. I took the picture in the 6th round, mind you. Where are the fucking ridges? Do you see that? This is Tyson Fury in the 6th round. The end of the 6th round. Almost the 7th. Look at that. Do you see ridges there? Do you see ridges, people? Okay? No. You do not see ridges. That tells me that the picture that they had, that the picture that they're posting, okay, in these videos, they're photoshopped. And if they're photoshopped, it's a damn shame. But that's the only conclusion. And I looked, I said, damn, if that's what Tyson Fury's gloves look like, all the ridges and shit like that, looking like fucking Pringle, like a Pringle chip, that means something was in there. So I had to look again. I'm like, okay, where in the hell is these ridges? And I'm looking for these ridges, the same indentions. Do I need to show you again, people? I'm going to go live. We're going to go live because, you know, that Jarrell Big Baby Miller shit is blasting and killing the internet now. But this here is resurrected because there's people that are trying to convince us, all of us, that Tyson Fury cheated. And you know, a lot of these channels are race baiting channels. So you know what's going on in America. Black people are getting killed by cops. Unfortunately, white cops, right? So we have that reality going on. So you use one thing to kind of amplify another thing. That's what I'm seeing right now. Okay? So since everyone's already pissed off, angry, mad, right? Wanting something to happen, then, hey, let's throw this Glovegate shit in there with a white guy beating a black guy and he's been cheating. Let's do that. But no, I don't see the ridges in this picture. This is Tyson Fury in the 6th round, okay? You see that? You don't see a ridge anywhere in that. Look again. And I don't want to fuck with people, okay? I had to legitimately look because I saw that picture. I was like, damn, that picture looks jacked up. It looks like a grill, like someone put something like an iron grill that someone put in their glove. That's what it looked like, the indentions. But it's supposed to be someone's hands. So it's supposed to be an indention of your hand, meaning it was cushion taken out of that glove to make people think that he cheated or he took that shit out of his glove before that fight started. That's what they're trying to convey. You sure the hell couldn't do it in between the rounds, right? It's too many cameras everywhere, okay? But this is what his glove looked like. They were smaller gloves, okay? They were different pairs of gloves. And if people don't know, you have a long table, okay? You have the trainer, you have the fighter, and you have the officials, okay? You have these new gloves that are wrapped up in plastic, okay? They unwrap the glove, they check certain gloves, if it's Reyes gloves or it's Everlast gloves or if it's Winning gloves, they check them and they try them out and they see which ones. In fact, Floyd Mayweather in the first Maidana fight denied the type of gloves that Maidana could wear because he said it wasn't no fucking padding in them. He said, no, hell no, fuck no, we ain't using these gloves. And then Roberto Garcia was like, you can wear them too. And, you know, and then Leonard Ellerby was like, hell no. You gonna wear the gloves we wear or there's no fight? And ultimately they wore the gloves, the Everlast gloves that Floyd was wearing. Okay, so if anything, if they picked gloves that didn't have the padding in them, that was amateur night on the behalf of the training camp or the team of Wilder. Because I gave you an example of people examining things that they're supposed to examine. If those gloves were like they were, because it was like that at the first round through the 7th. It only lasted 7 rounds, people. Okay? So if they couldn't see that there are gloves that don't have padding in them. There are Everlast gloves good for punching. There's some good for blocking. I remember the Holyfield and Lewis fight. Lewis had puncher Everlast. Holyfield had blocking Everlast. They had more padding on the outside and in the wrist area versus Lewis didn't have that padding. He had the padding up in the front because they were more of a puncher's glove. It's different style of gloves, people. Okay? But for these guys, for these channels that are posting this Photoshop ass picture, I saw that shit with my own eyes. Me and a friend of mine watched this shit verbatim and saw the difference between the picture that they're posting versus what he was actually wearing and what that glove looked like while he was actually in the fight. Okay? That's my counterpunch on this Glovegate Resurrected situation. Of course, please subscribe, leave a comment below, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.